rhino population rising or still dropping? How did the snow leopard population in Bhutan rise by 40%? A new important bird-like dinosaur discovered. Is this where birds come from? Hello mammals! Welcome to another nature news once again. We're gonna start with wildlife. There is always a lot of bad news in terms of biodiversity loss and habitat destruction. Wildlife populations are plummeting worldwide. But mammals, this time not. Finally some good news. Because according to the IUCN, the African black rhino population is up by 4.2%. In 2022 there were an estimated 6,487 individual black rhinos. A 4.2% increase compared to the previous year. But as I always say, this is good, okay guys? We need to show as many people as possible that this is the way. This is how we should treat wildlife. But at the same time, this is only good if we keep going like this. If the black rhino population keeps rising and rising and rising and rising and rising. One little spike says nothing yet. We need to keep this going. Only then there's a reason to celebrate. Before that, we need to keep fighting every single day as hard as we can. There's no time to waste. Because remember, we are still very deep in the shit. Alright, we are in wildlife debt. We have still such a long way to go to put things right. We can barely make up for it, for what we have done to the planet so far. Know this, the number of black rhinos worldwide is still only 6,400. That is dangerously low. That is really close to still being extinct, okay? Can you imagine if there were only 6,000 humans compared to the 8 billion right now? The number is still ridiculously low compared to the original number of tens or thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of rhinos worldwide. The same goes for their habitat. There's barely anything left, and don't underestimate the importance of habitat. Of space, big, vast, wild areas. That is the foundation of any species. No habitat means no nature, and no nature means no life. I'm just gonna say this, I desperately ask you mammals to share this message. The black rhinos are still very much in danger. Share this message, share this video, share this as far and as wide as possible. And if you want to take it one step further, be a good mammal and donate. Links are in the description. Donate to rhino conservation. Donate whatever you can miss. It makes a giant difference, man. In the end, if a lot of people keep on donating and sharing this message, it makes the difference between a future or no future. Alright, vamonos mammals, let's move on to the second topic. Another wildlife topic. According to a new survey in Bhutan, the snow leopard population has increased by almost 40% since 2016.
Finally!
They did this by taking 10,000 camera trap photos from 310 camera traps across 2.2 million acres. That is the range where the snow leopards roam. They were able to identify 134 individual snow leopards. And they say here exactly what I just said about rhino populations. The snow leopard population has increased, yes, but the number is still dangerously low. They are still listed as vulnerable.
What?
So don't let these numbers of increased populations fool you too much. Those are only numbers. The reality is still very dangerous. The number of snow leopards is still dangerously low to extinction. They and their habitat need to be heavily protected as much as we can for as long as we can. We need these wild animals to keep the planet in balance, okay? Our survival in the long term also depends on their populations, the total biodiversity of planet Earth, alright? So there's always reason to share this message, donate, help, contribute however you can. It's the most noble, important thing you can possibly do, mammals.
Mammals?
Otherwise, they just will go extinct if we don't protect them. Same goes for rhinos. We have seen it with, for example, northern white rhino.
1950s. There were over 2,000 northern white rhinos in Africa.
Sudan, the last male northern white rhino.
If we just don't protect them enough, they simply will go extinct. That's the harsh truth of it. Poaching, habitat destruction, it will just perish the world if we don't fight it with everything that we've got. That's about the snow leopards. Let's move on to the last topic of this nature news. It is time to go prehistoric. In China, they have discovered a new fossil of a bird-like dinosaur. Of course, birds are dinosaurs.
Say that it feels right.
This is the name that they gave this dinosaur. Fujian venator prodigiosus. So what is so special and so important about this newfound fossil? This very fossil bridged a gap in the fossil record close to the origin of birds, where birds evolved from. The more of these fossils we find, the closer we get to discovering the complete evolution of birds. What we do know is birds evolved from a group of dinosaurs called the theropods. That is the same group that T-Rex belongs to, and Velociraptor. Here I quote, Fujian venator, given its unique skeletal morphologies, sheds a new light about the morphological evolution in the earliest evolutionary stage of birds. With morphological, they mean how these theropod bird-like dinosaurs literally throughout the millions of years morphed into birds, into the birds that we have now. That is really one of the most important and most debated topics in evolution and dinosaurs and paleontology. Where dinosaurs in the timeline really evolved into birds. Where exactly and with which species exactly? First we thought it was Archaeopteryx, but now there's more and more evidence and new species being found. The more fossils we find and the better we understand those fossils, the better we understand evolution and nature in general. Actually, life in general. Because, you know, life is about evolution. And that is it for this nature news. This is actually how I'm gonna do it from now on. Fast, quick, straight to the point. Bang! Remember to share this video, share the message that black rhino populations are still very much in danger. Do whatever you can to help black rhinos. If you want to do something useful today, this is your chance. Donate anything. Links are in the description. Just help in any way that you can. I gotta say what I always say, let's make the planet green again. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Let's go wild!